Well, good day, all. Ira Epstein with your SPDR ETF stock market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening. As we're here now on Tuesday, the 8th of October, 2025, just so you know, it finally feels like fall in Chicago. We have been in the 80s for 8 to 10 days, and finally we're back into the 60s, which we all welcome. The trees are changing, so it's getting pretty now. In looking at the market, a down day today. You know, you would think, what the heck did I drink? Am I blind? How could it not be green? And that is the truth of the matter. A mixed bag. We saw Amazon up. I'll tell you, the market that was impressive today was Netflix. It said the washout to me is over. That doesn't mean it can't go down again, but getting through the recent lows will be a bit problematic. Apple looks like it wants to correct a little bit more. Doesn't have to, but that's how it's looking. Restoration Hardware still been under pressure. NVDA down today 47 cents, but folks, it's near its all-time record, doing well. Tesla down $20. Now, Tesla did release 2 new model cars today, and apparently the market's not satisfied. What more can I say? The price drop does not put them under 30,000. That would have been the magic number. And all that's really happened is he took 2 of the models and put in lesser quality materials, no more of the vegan leather, things of that nature, not in there. A couple other things. So he found a way to save $3,000-4,000, not the $7,500 that you might have gotten as a break. Remember when we had the tax credit for that? That's gone, so he didn't even make that up. Not the best play. When we take a look at Meta, down a little bit today. Boeing adding another $2. Again, when you got 6,000 planes backlog, it's pretty easy. No one's paying attention to AMC. That's, again, giving up ground, not going anywhere, and a very mixed day in the metal markets. GM down a bit. One of the major aluminum plants in the country caught fire today. I write about it in my newsletter, so I'll let it go for tonight for that if you get my research. And in that, what it is they're saying months before that comes back online. That's a lot of the production. It could be 30-40% of the aluminum made here. I know Ford immediately fell on the news. GM was down on it too, in my opinion. So remember what I told you. Write me what you want me to cover, and I'm going to start covering more and more during the week for you. So here we are with PG&E Corp. Remember, this is the California fires and all that. Well, this market's put on a nice recovery, and why not? Just think of the word AI, think of the word data center, think of the word you need electricity, and anything electric has been getting a bid recently. The pattern is certainly bullish with higher highs and higher lows. The market is now up to a zone where it should have some problems. This is your first test of the 200-day average in a very long time. The Bollinger Band is right there with it. And then when you look at the market at the Bollinger Band and you're overbought, probably time for a little bit of a pause or a pullback. Wouldn't surprise me. Yesterday we talked here about Celsius Holdings, the beverage drink company, and still in an uptrend, but now you have hit again that upper Bollinger Band and you're overbought. I'm seeing more and more markets primed for some corrections. That's the point that I'm making. Overbought in Shopify. And look, you got up 2 days over the Bollinger Band. We talked about it yesterday. I said it could pull back at any point. It's overbought and pros probably taking some money off the table. Netflix ran the lower band. Now it's up to the 18-day average of closes. So I think this was your washout low. I'm not prepared to say go in with both hands and buy it, but I am saying be out of shorts. Big difference, but first time I've said that. Cleveland Cliffs, the flat roll steel, take a look. Still strong as can be. The economy doing well. You'd get into a problem in the market if Monday's lows are taken out. That could cause a pullback here. The market has to prove it can try to embed. Both numbers were over 80 on the slow stochastics. They were not yesterday, so you're not embedded. You're purely overbought, and that's why I'm saying that. Robinhood, I really want more of a correction. You're seeing more. ICE today bought a company that competes with what Robinhood has in the predictive gambling. So this comes down a little bit maybe on that type of news, another competitor here. And notice you're flirting with losing the embedded reading. If it is lost, I think we have a shot at a correction that can come in, and maybe there's a way to come into that. I'm literally sitting here like this at my desk. Give me more of a break. I want to come into these markets, but I don't want to pay straight up on how some of them look. And I think we have a shot at getting that now. Tesla, the test will be the 18-day average. If you take out the lows of Friday, that'll look ugly on the chart. So be very careful of that. Joby, you know that I told you I thought this and Archer were going to take off. Isn't that a pun on words? Take off. And they have. Let them come back to ground for you, and then you take another look, in my opinion. In XLF, the financials, you don't get more sideways than this. It's really not doing much. You know, the bias is down, the swing line's down, momentum's trying to point higher. It's just a sideways market. In the industrial sector, you have a huge outside day to the downside. Until that high's taken out, you be careful. This could call for more of a break in the market, maybe back to the 18-day average. You keep hearing me say that. And that's where the game gets exciting. I've been holding on, waiting to deploy my clients on a break back into the markets, and I have been like sitting there with a cup in my hand on a street corner. It doesn't happen. XLE, lower highs, lower lows, could pull back in over here. Okay, that makes sense. The gold market is obviously a market that's just in no man's land. It just continues to rally. SoFi, down, and now you got a pretty good rally out of that market. Palantir, higher highs, lower low, breaking down in momentum, have more to go to work off an overbought condition. In BND, lower highs, lower lows. Now, this is the surprise here. You know, you would think the Fed is still talking of cutting interest rates, and yet they're not falling. So that's what you're seeing in BND as well, that exact phase. In the dollar, up to the highs. Now you're overbought up there. I wouldn't be surprised if the market has a little problem, and FXE looking for a little support right here. So I hope you take a look at the other videos tonight. I hope you try to join me in my research. You go to iraepstein.com. There'll be a cursor up here that takes you there as well, because that's where the newsletters are and everything else that I do. I'm Ira. See you in the other updates or first thing in the morning when we do our morning flash. Have a great evening.